All right, go ahead and get started. Was holding off for one more person, and now that they're available, we want to go ahead and get rolling with this. It's obviously a historic day in Conference Carolinas with the addition of Shorter as Conference Carolinas' 15th member, and then also the huge announcement in addition that Conference Carolinas will be bringing back football in 2025 for the first time since 1974-75. So it's been a while. So we're excited to talk about that. I'm going to kind of start things going with Commissioner Chris Colvin with that. Commissioner, you noted during the press conference that Shorter aligns perfectly with who we are in Conference Carolina. Can you kind of expound on that and why they're such a great fit for Conference Carolinas?
Sure. Thanks, Brian. I'd be happy to. So obviously, I just can't reiterate enough how excited we are to be here in Rome, Georgia today and making this announcement. You asked about how Shorter aligns with the conference, and obviously that leads into, why are we here today and why are we doing this? I think, Conference Carolinas, if you look at our institutions, we're a diverse conference in the sense that we have private institutions, public institutions, institutions that have a faith-based mission, and institutions that are just private in nature without a specific faith-based mission. But Shorter in its mission, strong faith-based mission, and its mission to align and transform lives through Christ, as they said, is a mission that very much aligns with Conference Carolina's tagline and statement of who we are, and that we are champions in body, mind, and soul. I think we're one of the very few conferences in the country that would put that statement out there as defining who we are, and all of our institutions embrace that philosophy. And so for one, Shorter's mission aligns very well with the mission of Conference Carolinas, and Shorter is going to fit in very well with what would probably be the majority of our conference in terms of mission alignment. But in addition to that, Shorter aligns with our stated goal of membership growth to get us to the point where we can regionalize schedules better, and then ultimately add the sport of football. Those were two goals that we've had for a long time. Shorter helps us accomplish that, and it does so in a way by bringing an institution that very much aligns with the values of our conference.
Perfect. Thank you. We appreciate you touching on that also with us today. And I know he's excited, is Shorter Athletics Director and Director of Athletics, Richard Hendricks. Richard, obviously a lot of thought, a lot of things went into this decision. It's always a tough decision to leave somewhere that you really like. But why did you feel like the move to Conference Carolinas made sense for Shorter?
Well, just to reiterate, what Chris says, I mean, the body, mind, and soul, and the goal of Conference Carolinas and the schools that are within there. Well, I mean, we took a deep look into this thing. We wanted it to be right, and in every aspect. We're always trying to think about, the short term, but the long term health of the school. Were we positioning ourselves in a way that would promote long term health for our institution? And as we dug into all the details, we found that just did. I mean, it fits in our body, mind, and soul, what we desire for the future of our school. And just talking, a lot of the initial impression when we got the call and interest and possibilities of this, when we met you guys, it just felt like a good fit. And just talking through everything with you, and you guys were really transparent with where you're headed and what your goals are, and we felt like you're putting a great model together that we can certainly get along with. And so just, it was just perfect puzzle piece, just fit right in. So
that's exciting. And like I said, I know I can see the smile on your face, so that excitement is going to continue for a while. And we appreciate those thoughts. Commissioner Colvin, obviously, with the addition of Young Harris earlier this academic year in November of 2022, and then now the addition of Shorter, this kind of further accentuates what you're trying to do with the 3-division model that everyone in Conference Carolinas unveiled earlier this year. Can you talk about more about that and what are the steps have been with that and kind of what that looks like right now?
Yeah, Brian. So certainly, being at 15 full member institutions, anytime we're looking at this 3-division concept, that could easily now puts 5 institutions in each of those 3 divisions. which will just help with scheduling dynamics and allow us to better align that regionalization model that we have put in place. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to make all that happen and make that work. And we're excited, we're excited to do that. Just the whole concept of this regionalization model is to obviously cut cost, keep student athletes off the road more, and allow them to be on campus more, where they can focus on academics and things like that. And then we also think that the concept is going to promote regional rivalries for certain sports that are going to truly be in 3 divisions. We're going to be awarding division championships to the winners of those divisions. For other sports where it's not going to necessarily be the 3 division concept for the purpose of standings, we're going to use those 3 divisions or scheduling pods in that dynamic to create schedules that over time will allow institutions to save some of the longer road trips in the conference. So I talked before about how shorter was a good fit for us. There's just a lot of alignment with helping us accomplish the goals that we set forth in our most recent strategic plan.
Thank you. Obviously, Richard, we talked about the transforming life through Christ, the body, mind, and soul part of it, but we'd be remiss if we didn't also mention that you're a great fit athletically. What can fans expect from Shorter when it comes to athletics in 2024-25?
Well, it's always our goal wherever we're at, any position that we're in, conference, whatever, to compete. And our coaches have done a good job in a tough conference, but this kind of change in battle positions here, I believe it's going to be refreshing for our coaches, kind of some new challenges still in Division II. And they love to compete here. They love everything about Division II. And we believe all the schools, just all the little small nuances and things you look at as you're going through this. We felt like we're going to match up well, a lot better in some areas, and it's going to give us a lot more opportunities long term in that conference. And the type of schools, the type of mindset of the conference, just where everything's flowing, and the model that Chris is putting together with the different divisions and all that is just it helps everybody, and it's going to give us some pretty strong ground athletically. And I would say, hey, expect Shorter to come out and fly high. That's our goal.
Love it. That's what we want. Like, you want that's what it's about, the camaraderie, but also the competition. That's what it comes.
Yeah, we want to compete. At the end of the day, the goal is to win, right? And we want to do that as well. And athletics, you need that. And so we're excited about that opportunity to shift gears a little bit and go in and battle. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Commissioner, you alluded to the solidification of 3 division model, but expounding more on football, seems a long way away, but 2025 is just down the road. What do things look like for Conference Carolinas as you start that process?
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, as I think about, I started in this role in 2019, and it was a major goal of ours to bring football into the league. When we started, we had 4 institutions in our conference that played the sport of football. But we didn't sponsor the sport. And so then we had some membership growth, and we got to 5 institutions that sponsored football. Fortunately, at the time, they all had associate membership homes in the short term, but we continued working at it. And the addition of Shorter gives us 6, which is the minimum required by the NCAA for sports sponsorship. So we're kind of, I view this as, we've accomplished the first half of the goal, and it took about 3.5 years to get to this point. And now we're 2.5 years away from, actually being out on the field with institutions competing with the Conference Carolinas logo on their helmet. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done over these next 2.5 years to get to that point. We've got schedules that we need to put together, but not only our conference schedule, but we'll be engaging with other institutions in Division II and other conferences in Division II to help our institutions fill out a full schedule. And so even though that's 2.5 years away, a lot of that planning is taking place right now. And so we're going to jump right in and help our institutions use football to help fulfill their missions, just like we do with the 28 other sports that Conference Carolinas has a role in sponsoring with our institutions.
Yeah, it will come quick though. For sure. It's right around the horizon. Looking forward to it. But Richard, kind of the same kind of question, but geared more to shorter, specifically going into 24-25. It takes a lot to run an athletics department anyways, but now you got this added thing of your, changing conferences, getting ready for something new. How does that change the dynamic, and what does that look like for you all as you prepare to enter Conference Carolinas in the next couple of years? You're on mute.
About
Happens to all of us. No worries at all.
Yeah. I try to keep that limited, but after looking at everything, and it's hard not to get excited about what we know this is going to mean for our school long term, and the great things that are going to happen as Conference Carolinas brings in football. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for everybody, not just within the conference, outside of the conference. I know we're going to put a good brand of football together and all in that conference, but we're going to just try to show up and compete every day. Our work is never done. The goal is to take it one day at a time, as God tells us to, and so we're going to try to do that, as excited as we are, and ready to go for some new adventures and be a part of all of the great things that Conference Carolinas putting together. The goal will be every day to win where we're at and be prepared to go in and make some noise in Conference Carolinas. So
awesome. Well, I really appreciate you both taking your valuable time to join us today. It's a historic day. It was a great press conference. This has been great information for everybody in Conference Carolinas. And I know we're already excited for 24-25, but we know there's a lot of work to get there, and we're excited about 2025 for football as well. So I thank you both, and have a great day to everyone.
thank you. Same to y'all.